dem Play Undergani hat einfach 4-5 Leute rausgenommen.
It's a 76 that is sitting on top of 4 repair stations.
One artillery shell, Mr. Nitro. One artillery shell.
Devastating. That would be devastating.
2 Tigers and Paradox teaming up on that 76. They take them down.
Does not shoot the garrison against splattered instead.
What the hell, Wolves of War, 82 AD, Esprit de Corps Gaming, Refuse, The Line, Extreme Dinosaurs, Gary Busters Incorporated, Team Phoenix, Alpha, Helios, Greyhounds, Orbital Drop Shot Troopers, Polish Veterans, Chimera, Invictorous, Snow Leopard Knights, International Code Flag, Eastern Group, Infiltration, Syndicate, The Circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to your weekly dose of Hell Let Loose. Tonight it is a seasonal match cast. I've been excited about this all goddamn week. But tonight's match is going to be Chimera versus What the Hell. That is their new, WTH's new logo. But look, what I could do is keep talking about it. But like, I know I say this every match, right? That I am outranked by my co-caster. Tonight is literally no exception. I have brought you the best caster in the world, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. Das Alberg. Das, how are you, mate?
Thanks. Hello there, Mr. Stu. Thank you for inviting me to this bonanza of shenanigans. I have no good word for that one. Hello!
Bonanza of shenanigans, I feel like works. But absolute goddamn pleasure to have you along for the ride today. Chimera, WTH, this is a cracker of a match tonight. I'm genuinely excited to watch this one.
It's gonna be beautiful. It's the perfect. It's like a surf and turf, you know. It's the perfect combination of deliciousness from both sides. You got the Aussie factor and from Chimera there. You got the corporate factor from WTH with their shitty new logo. I'm in that team, I'm allowed to say that. I know I'm gonna get mad comments there, but I like the old one more. But still, you know, it's those two lovely worlds that collide together, and it's gonna be beautiful.
The views and opinions of team logos that are expressed on this channel are the salt. We're not going there. Look, it's fine. We know they're the same old WTH that we love to watch, despite their logo changing to something that's impossible for me to use on stream. That's fine. I don't care. Dust, did you get to watch some seasonal from last week at all?
Yes, I did watch the best match ever, which was mine, clearly. No, I did jump into a few ones. I did also jump into the now iconic SLK against... Oh god, who was it? Tonight. Who was it?
Look,
SLK against? Helios!
Yes, that one. Yes. That would have been a special
match.
I think WTH had a bye last week, if I'm not mistaken. So this is their first time they're going to be playing in seasonal. Unless I'm mistaken, I do get myself confused fairly often, but I do have this one. This is the group they're playing with. They're playing in. Obviously, we have a little bit of a group stage going with the seasonal tournament at the moment. This is Group D, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So last week, Chimera did go down to ICP. I think that was a 3-2 loss to ICP, but Chimera, obviously we know they are one hell of a team, and they'll absolutely be looking to bounce back as we know they can. Tonight's match over Utah Beach. We like Utah, don't we, Das?
Yes, did you say ICP?
ICF?
ICF.
Yeah, so I've got my glasses here, so I'm not wearing them. Also, thanks for the raid, Easy. Obviously,
I got my glasses here on the side.
Oh, I'm genuinely excited for that, my friend. Actually excited. But yeah, Chimera obviously looking to bounce back. Those of you coming in with the raid, you guys will see this in about half an hour's time because we are on a 30-minute delay. Let me just have a look at... looks like WTH are starting to fill in now. So we should get some action reasonably shortly. It's the match is due to start in 1 minute. Clearly, it's a seasonal match. I'm used to being able to, like, having a shit talk for, like, another 15 minutes after match start time. This could actually almost start on time, Das. This would be unprecedented.
Would be lovely. It will be the first seasonal game of the day that starts on time.
100% it would. But if those teams are starting to jump in, what do you say we jump into our admin cams and just go and have a look at what's happening? Because I don't know about you, I love some pre-match antics. Like, genuinely fucking love it. I love watching the entire team get satcheled. Yep, I love a flamethrower. I love just somebody cruising around in a Jeep, GTA style. But let's jump into that. Das, absolute pleasure to have you along for the ride. Let's jump into the casting screen, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you at the end. You know what I could have done is joined the right squad, but I haven't yet.
Who needs that, Stu? Who needs
join
that?
It's pre-match. I'm going to join Mav. That's fine. It's fine. Utah Beach, where you do have the right map. That is always a good start. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is Seasonal Hell Let Loose. Seasonal, obviously, the premier Hell Let Loose competition in the world. Always a goddamn pleasure to be able to watch some of this. We do have some admin cam. We also have Das Oldberg. He'll let me know when his is set up so he can show us what's happening on his side.
I'm already sexual and everything. That was the wrong word. Still, I'm very sexual right now.
Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Das Oldberg's camera, just sort of cruising around. I realised, as somebody just claimed the fucking first redeem, that I absolutely haven't turned off all my points redeemed. So whilst I'm doing that, Das Oldberg will take you over some of the more interesting points of Utah Beach.
Absolutely, Mr. Stu. Now we have WN4 up in the north, and it has been there for quite some time ever since it was made, this map. It's gonna be, let's be fair, we always hope to see, Chapel be the hard point in the mid area because, it might not be fair, but it's at least fun with all the satchel and explosions. But it's probably gonna be WN4, WN7. It's gonna be all that barbed wire nonsense that we so love, definitely. Unremovable barbed wire. I am looking forward to seeing what it's gonna be, if it's gonna be WN4, WN7, or we get the rare beauty of a Chapel play.
Dude, I love a good Chapel midpoint. Just nothing. I don't think there's much on God's green earth that makes me as happy as watching, seeing Chapel get picked. There you go. All the points redeems are off, so we can get back in and have a look.
Beautiful.
There we go.
I nearly missed Chapel. There we go. Look at that lovely Chapel. That is a nice Chapel.
It is a delicious Chapel and a great point to be fighting over. I'm going to jump back onto this one because we do have Chimera cruising around doing their pre-match antics. They have definitely murdered somebody. I'm a little worried that there's some sort of sacrifice going on. Das, you've watched a lot more Hell Let Loose than I have, obviously, but are blood sacrifices in the pre-game, is that what wins matches?
I mean, it is. Both sides have their own little traditions and things. WTH holds a business meeting. Of course, back in the day when they were just the Wolves, they were also sacrificing players to the Eldritch Guards and other things. And now Chimera is still doing that. WTH going on a corp meeting before, and Chimera is still basically trying their best to summon the power of the Shui, as I have heard in the past.
100% they probably should. Not enough Shuis are drank before comp matches, I find. That is one of my pre-match rituals when I was playing comp. Obviously, then we got a little bit of Mungbean jumping out with the flamethrower. I do like a little bit of flamethrower. I want to see them more in matches, Das. We don't see them as much as I feel like we should, but that's all right.
I mean, I was happy to cast, I don't know what game that was. Was it Hagrid? So it was XD, I think XD it was. Wiping a full airhead with a flamethrower. Beautiful.
Dude, that's, you saying that absolutely sounds delicious. Chimera mostly in. We've got 94 players, so just waiting for the rest of the team to sort of filter in so we can get on with this match. But pre-match antics, we love a good smoke grenade nice and early on.
I have something interesting on my end in regards to shenanigans.
Oh, what do you got? Oh, yeah?
A little naughty noodle has made it to the beach here. Vapo from Chimera made it here to, well, the beach and found a friend.
Oh, they're just making some sandcastles. Obviously getting some of that little pre-match friendliness out of the way. Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, the huggies. Oh, these are quite a whole squad made it, lovely.
The whole squad,
a whole
okay.
squad of 3 people, I'm amazing, yes.
Obviously, Chimera just trying to establish dominance nice and early in this match.
I mean, it's what you need to do to assert dominance at the very start.
100%.
The maximum morale buff, yes.
Now, have they put down a satchel yet? Because I feel like that's exactly what they need to do it exactly right now.
Well, Diesel might do. But then again, he might just be playing around with wolves.
They're just cruising around, getting a little bit of that friendliness. And that's one of those things I like about the Hell Let Loose community. Is that, look, a lot of these teams, yeah, there's always a little bit of beef here and there. But for the most part, these international Hell Let Loose teams tend to get on really well. There's always a little bit of friendliness, a little bit of rivalry. Love watching this stuff. And like, yeah, they're all just hanging out on the beach.
Satchel, definitely.
Yes, and everyone loves a satchel is the real point, right?
I mean, satchels are the glorious thing that goes off of a boom, isn't it? It clears stuff out, it gives you motivation, and it's the thing that basically lets you flip chapel very quickly.
Yeah, 100% it does. That's why I always find whenever you're watching a little bit of Utah Beach, when they have that heavier defensive lines through chapel, nobody sits in the chapel itself. You might have 1 or 2 players, but everyone's out around the outside because nobody wants to lose the entire team to a satchel. Nobody.
Except the caster, because it would be amazing to watch.
Absolutely. That's the thing clips are made of, Mr. Das Alberg.
Yes.
Still just waiting. 98 players, so we're just a couple off being able to start this game. It's only 5 minutes late, so we're doing pretty well. I'm okay with that.
Just a tiny bit. I also like that you made a space between Das and Altberg. That's very... I never saw that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I definitely did not do that on purpose. Hopefully people will still be able to find you, Das. Also, look, whilst we're just sitting around at the start, it's probably worth mentioning that Das Alberg here, not only is he genuinely the best Hell Let Loose caster in the world, also does regular streams, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be rating you after this match cast. Does regular streams of lots of different games, and I kid you not, I have bought games off the back of his streams more times than I care to admit.
As you should. Did I make you want to buy Menalots now? Because I stream Menalots lately.
Nope, but I did buy Dredge, and I did go and buy Barrow Trauma, so we're good.
Oh, that's good. I'll get an update next week, actually.
It does. I saw that out of the Triple I indie announcement stuff that happened earlier this week. Chimera still just cruising around, just doing pre-match antics. Still waiting for the last person. We do have 100 players, so we should see this map flip shortly, and we'll be able to get into it. I can tell you that Chimera will be playing on the Ally side, so on Utah. That does mean that they're going to be spawning and moving in from the beach. WTH will be the Axis forces, and they'll be moving in from the other side of the map. Genuinely excited to see this one going. Chimera. Genuinely, it's probably worth noting that when we're watching my screen like we are, the Blueberries will be the Chimera team. Remember that one? Blueberries will be Chimera when we're watching this. If we flip over to Das Alberg's screen, like this, the Blueberries will be WTH. He is sitting on their side. That's the way these things work. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you along. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday, Saturday, whatever time zone it is, whatever day it is, and whatever time zone you're from. Time zones are not my friend as a international caster, but it is a pleasure to have you. Today's game is week 2 of Group D in this seasonal competition. It is going to be Chimera versus WTH, 2 titans of the Hell Let Loose community. I'm genuinely excited to watch them get into it. They are going to be playing over Utah Beach, worth noting as well. There we go. That's the map flipped. We're going to see this one start in about 60 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get into it. Obviously, when the map starts, we do have to spend a little bit of time finding the the right person to join. Dus will tell me as soon as he's done it, just so if he's quicker than me, he can jump in there. But if you're just joining us, pleasure to have you. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Now we have to fill 30 seconds with just random noises. Oh, yes. Schnitzel, Bratwurst. Yes.
Hiya.
Could be worse, you know. So it could be worse. You could be, filling time for like 40, 50 minutes.
Oh, and
the user gets far.
I know. I swear, and everybody that's ever done a match cast has had one of those moments where you're like, it's half an hour in, and there's only so much talking I can do. It's like you wouldn't believe it. Even Das Alberg and myself, we do run out of things to say. 2 seconds, map's gonna flip. Utah Beach. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I know you're excited. I'm excited.
I'm not happy with the layout of the hard points, though. Ugh.
Oh, that is absolutely disgusting. WN4 looks like it's going to be for that middle point.
I mean, we're going to see a bit of fighting over Chapel and Hill 5 itself, clearly. But then again, it's not important what hard point you get, because it's always going to be a fight over Hill 5. Always.
Yeah, absolutely it will. That sort of Hill 5 point always provides that little bit of a strong point. But there we go. Admin Cam confirmed. I'm just going to jump down and see what the Chimera setup's going to look like. Obviously, lots of support players spawning just to get those supplies down, so they can get those nodes down nice and early. Look, these competitive sides in Hell Let Loose, they are so well drilled these days. Look, I guarantee you they've gone over this opening so many times. They'll be getting boxes down. They'll get all those nodes down nice and early. Don't need defenses on the artillery guns because they are unkillable as per these seasonal rules. Imnu just going to be cruising around doing a little bit of engineer stuff. There we go. Supplies are down. He's going to start getting those nodes up now.
And I'm also up, by the way, as a little heads up. I don't have anything cool to show because it's just people building right now. But I'm at least up, and you know that I'm up.
Absolutely good, Mr. Das Alberg. We'll keep flipping over to you as much as humanly possible. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, minute 30 and we're going to get this one started. Let's move up to the top and see if we can't catch what the rest of them are doing. It's going to be a machine gunner, and that's going to be, there we go. VK is going to be the commander for Chimera. That's a mouthful if I've ever had one. Who's going to be the commander for this WTH side, Das?
Mr. Critical, one of the big heads of the Mega Corp of WTH tonight.
Hell yeah. Some of these guys are really well drilled. I do like Hollow with the machine gun on top of the supply truck. Just finding a little bit of an angle to get in. Not seeing any more trucks. Or I'm blind. That does happen from time to time. Little Greyhound
I would
tank.
like to show you something great, but I can't because right now they're just gathering. But I don't have a cool guy, like a machine gunner on a truck or anything. Nothing like that at the moment. I do have Nicolele as a rocketeer. Sorry, an anti-tanker on a truck, so we will probably see in a moment some nice rocket sniping.
Yeah. And we've just sort of looking up here. This is fairly standard for Hell Let Loose matches in the competitive scene at the moment. Is all the squads will be popping down their OPs to get their squads to spawn up at this invisible barrier. Now, Das Alberg, I don't know whether you know this or not, but these invisible barriers, they are actually historically accurate. The Germans used them at Utah Beach to try and stall the Allied advance. It wasn't as effective as it could have been. Obviously, the Allies did take this one eventually, but historically accurate.
I heard of that because the Americans keep it in the American football. It's the so-called line breaker that moves that line at the start.
There we go.
The line
Match
breaker is an
started.
honorary term. Yes.
Match started. It's going to be this. We're going to follow this little lorry in, supported by the Greyhound at the back. I love watching the light armor play at the start. It looks like we're cruising through. Whilst they're doing that, I'm just going to follow them in to see whether any snipes go in. Das Alberg will be quick on the trigger to let me know that if any snipes come from.
Check on me, please.
There we go. Moving
Seems
over.
like WTH had a bit of a. They're correct. They had a bit of a fuck up. They bumped into a hedge and were delayed a bit. That might actually help them with rockets and other things because now they're delayed.
Couple of seconds that could absolutely change things, or it makes their it could make their rocket snipes a little better because they could be a little you never know how it's going to work out. No rocket snipes going in. We
just actually hit truck. We just saw got destroyed not by a rocket, by a tank shell there.
Oh, Das Alberg, that's going to be absolutely clutch. Chimera will have a much better angle to get into WN4 now. Now that WTH have lost one of their trucks, artillery is going to be thinning out some of those infantry, but it does look like rocket going into the truck there. It isn't going to blow it up, but it looks like that truck did unload most of its infantry before it got up there. WTH, they have lost one of their trucks. That truck is going to go down, exploding just towards the left of your screen. WTH do have a lot of lads in through the middle of the point now, so it doesn't look like they are going to be pushed back too much by that one. They are currently capping this midpoint. The midpoint for this match, ladies and gentlemen, will be WN4. That lucky little Luke's did get a few shots off an infantry then. It took a rocket, but it looks like it's just going to cruise up on the side of Bunnings here. Just holding a little spot. Getting a few more infantry kills. It doesn't look like Chimera is going to be able to deal with that because they have no AT down that left-hand side of your screen. Down that, what is it, the northern side of the screen. Now, that lucky little Luke's is going to be supported by a Panzer IV coming in. A Panzer IV and that plucky little Puma. So heavy early armor from WTH down that left-hand side, and it looks like WTH will take this point if everything goes, despite losing a truck nice and early.
And I think another vehicle there. You're already on the point, I think.
Yeah, I think that was one of the Chimera trucks that just went down. But Chimera, they are being held off the point by this WTH side.
Sad notice on that end, Stu, the little happy little Puma in the north just got destroyed up in the north.
No more Pumas up there now, but it couldn't last forever. It's got armor that's the equivalent of paper mache. Chimera trying to fight their way back into this. WTH, they have started to spread out from the strong point just a little bit. They do have that little Panzer IV in support that is doing a lot of work through the back, cleaning up some of that infantry. But it does look like I like this. I like what I'm seeing from Chimera. They haven't pushed all of their lads onto point. They have got a good presence down the southern end, which is what we're looking at the moment with Diesel, Mungbean, Mav, Mr. Cheesecake, Lauder, just cruising and holding out this house area down the bottom, which means they will have that extra angle to retake it. As we see, WTH probably going to take this one now, we think. Armor from WTH, that's Doodlebugs just pushing through. Nobody seems to be able to deal with it. Centurion is the AT player just off to the left there. He's going to get run down by Doodlebugs. Doodlebugs taking that kill there. Jimmy the Hand isn't going to be able to deal with it. Artillery.
And enemy tank.
Still, that plucky little Puma is still going to make runs. Rocket's going to go in. That's going to be one rocket from Barry, the up on the left-hand side of your screen. Not going to be enough. It looks like that Puma will get away. Going to need another rocket before somebody takes it down, but let's get back into the middle of the point because WTH have absolutely taken first blood with a nice early capture of WN4, despite losing a very full transport truck at the start of this one, Dus. They're playing well. They're winning gunfights left, right, and center.
They are, and the interesting thing, not only did the Puma survive and is now in the northeast somewhere, I would assume making its way to going to target green, oddly enough. The other tank that has been here for the whole time is still standing. Oh, there we go. The tank has not adapted. The Puma could still fire on this tank right now, from the distance, from the right. I'm just gonna open my map. You see that on the side here. Has not gone back a bit, but could still, shell onto this tank right now.
There's that Puma. The biggest problem he's going to run into is that he is I'm pretty sure he's a solo tanker just cruising around trying to get some kills. Explosions aren't going to be enough. That tank, that little medium's going to back off and see whether or not it can find just something else to kill as we see Chimera tried to set up. We're going to move back and have a look at the middle now because WTH have absolutely asserted dominance down this north side, which is the red berries we're seeing. We did see a Greyhound go down there. WTH dealing with that armor. We do have another Greyhound off at the back. It has taken a rocket. It is on fire. Tanks are not supposed to be on fire like that. I don't know whether you knew that. But Jimmy the Hand moving up in support. D-Tism moving up behind him. And WTH just sort of clearing out this north side. They are starting to look very dominant over this WN4. Let's have a look at maps, Mr. Das Alberg, and see what both are looking like for the start of this match. The points that I haven't gone over from The WTH side, it is going to be Mammoth Radar, Sunken Bridge, WN4, as we called out, is the middle point. Hill 5 is the first defensive point for this Chimera side, and Tear Green is going to be the last point that they're going to be defending over here. In terms of garrisons, Chimera do have that nice honeycomb through the G column with a couple of defensive garrisons just sitting in the H column. They do have a nice attacking Gary, which has just got blocked out. What are we looking like on the WTH side, Dus?
WTH dominates the D. In this case, the D row with 3 garrisons right now there on Sunken Bridge, and south of it, they've also a nice little one here on WN4, just behind the thing. And they started finally building a garrison down there in the mid-grounds around Chapel, well, a bit southwest of Chapel. And I would assume that WTH is now going to make their way here to the front line, build another Gary here on the border, and then they're going to brute force their way into Hill 5.
Yeah, and I think that Hill 5 point, I know like it's a rough point defensively because it is so close to that border. So they can get those cheap garrisons down and really put pressure on that Chimera defense on Hill 5. Let's get back into it. We can't look at maps all day. We are still seeing it is just an absolute fight still over WN4. Chimera are pushing through the middle very nicely, but WTH do have that. Have a look at those red berries on the right-hand side. They have a lot of push there. We just saw a something explode there. I didn't quite see what that was. Just the transport truck, so we don't need to worry about that one too much. Chimera really trying to hold on to this southern side. WTH absolutely not making it easy for them. Mungbean just sort of seeing whether they can see anything there. Leticala is going to get around the hedge way too late to be able to see that. He's going to get some shots in there. Going to be ineffective. Fuck on, that's definitely a name.
There is a Panzer IV close next to Mungbean, though. That's a bit of an issue right now. And the artillery is also focusing on this area at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Artillery can absolutely make the difference. We just saw a rocket snipe going in. Didn't take anybody out. Let's move back to that screen so people can see what I'm actually talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here. Today's game is a seasonal Hell Let Loose cast. We are on a 30-minute delay, but today's game is week 2 of the seasonal competition. This is Group D, WTH versus Chimera. Absolute pleasure to have you along for the ride. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Currently, WTH look like they absolutely have the upper ground. Artillery just did some work there. Took out 3 with that one. Artillery players, obviously. That's where they get their sustenance, is from the tiers of the grind squads. That's how they stay alive, Mr. Dasselberg.
It is. And also, of course, how WTH right now stays alive is not only good infantry right now, but also a nice diet of a light tank, a medium tank, and a heavy tank, all making their way to WN4.
Yep. And I think they are really starting to dominate this. Chimera have spread their battle line out towards the south a lot, but look, I'll tell you what, have a look at this. This is, he just died. Oscar, that is the commentator's curse, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That was a WTH player that got onto Hill 5, onto Chimera's next defensive point. Chorter is the supply player, also pushing up. This will worry you. If you're the Chimera side, they'll need to start dealing with this. Heavenly is the squad lead getting in there. We did see a spawn wave go in there. Chorters is going to go down. That was the supply player we're talking about. He did take one of them with him before he went down, though. Lauder and Panic are cruising around there. Chimera, they are a bit of a shambles at the moment. We know they have the ability to get back into this match, but at the moment they need to establish this battle line and really keep this WTH side from Hill 5. Otherwise they're going to run into a lot of problems, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Whew. Also concerning, I think, Mr. Altberg, is this WN4 point. Have a look at that sector control that WTH is starting to get around it. Those red berries are the WTH that we're talking about, but they have pushed out from the point, and they are absolutely in control. Chimera really just struggling to find that angle to get back in. It can be difficult. Utah Beach, we know it's a map with lots of open fields, so it can be difficult to really find that, but I think WTH is just winning the gunfights at the moment.
I mean, I have not seen all the names, but I remember some of the names. Well, I remember some names that I saw at the start. They brought some good big hitters here tonight. I see Sergeant Rico there, I see Dupa, and some other familiar faces. Little Jibe there, one of the newer players. They have brought some meat on the bone. They brought some meat to the table. Let's phrase it like that. There we go.
100% they did. I like Chimera, this little spot there as I get down there. Half of the infantry died before I got there. But the engineer player is going to be Congo, getting himself some kills there. Berlin and Kingsey for Chimera cruising up there with Lauder and support down towards the right-hand side of your screen. Just trying to just trying to find somewhere to dig in and somewhere to try and attack from. But have a look at this. This is the area on Hill 5 that we were talking about before. WTH have taken that little housing area towards sort of the middle and top of your screen as we're looking at it now. That's going to cause Chimera a lot of concern because they will need to clean up this WTH side because WTH, they're starting to cap Hill 5. Wendigo off towards the left is going to be the closest for them to the point. Spawn wave for Chimera is going to start to shore that one up, but they all died. And I didn't see what killed them. Satchel going off. This is absolute trouble for this Chimera side, isn't it, Das?
I mean, it is, and I'm a bit worried because right now Hill 5 is pretty much open. I did see some WTH die just now, so it looks less horrible now. But right now, the west open, the south open, the southwest open. WTH is just going to take a chunk out of this at the moment.
Yeah. That's the recon player, which is Wendigo. That we're talking about. It's going to be the last one left alive for WTH. Just doing what recon players do best and finding angles, getting in behind. I like what some of these players from Chimera up the top left of your screen, if we can see Boygi, Kimber, and Panic. They're there just trying to clean up this WTH attack. They did see the sniper spawn. They took him down, so I'm assuming there's going to be... There you go. There's the WTH recon OP there. So they saw that. Grenade's going to go out and probably take that one down. Panic taking down the OP. Well done. He'll get a nice little notification on his screen. Oscar pushing into the point. That's a squad lead. That is a WTH squad lead pushing onto the point. Heavenly. Looks like they are aware that there is somebody out there. Just pointing the gun. It doesn't look like he's been able to track them towards the left there. Oscar looks like he's going to get nice and close. There we go. Oscar getting the jump on Heavenly there. And Oscar's in the point. Shots going out, and took Diesel down as well. That's a massive play from this lad, Oscar. Is going to be on point. And that's got to be very concerning for this Chimera side, because if we just switch over to the map really quickly, they've only got, Chimera only have the one OP there. The one OP that they're running off this defense for Hill 5, they've got the Garrison off towards the south and one off in the E column, one in the H column towards the north, and a defensive Gary off towards the east there. Jeez, it's got to be worrying for them, doesn't it? When they've got this many players into the point.
I mean, the thing is also the Garrus is nice on the border, and Critical the commander is east of the point near to a tank. He's scouting the area out, the commander, locally with a bino. It's lovely.
Yeah. Let's jump back into it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Chimera have got players back onto the point, but have a look at that WTH. That WTH offense, they're going to start putting some real pressure on. Congo, I'm wondering whether he gets a cheeky little satchel down. Dust will follow him to make sure if he does get a satchel down, we will know all about it. This defensive squad of Diesel, Toos, and Mungbean just trying to hold off. That's our lad Oscar from before. Is going to go down to Diesel, then Diesel getting his own back finally. Chortaj, Duba, Diesel going down. Obviously, Commentator's Curse. As soon as we're watching somebody, they will absolutely get brutally murdered. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what Seasonal Hell Let Loose is all about. What a cracker of a game so far. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Daniel going down. Good spawn wave we just saw from Chimera. Yep.
Too late. Too late. Congo was coming from behind, saw the Garrison though, killed one person, killed people in the OP spawn wave there, was then killed by Diesel there, but the Garrison has been seen and will be bombarded in a second, presumably.
Yeah. Excellent. Love to see. We did just see another spawn wave going in there. We've got Nikke, has got a cheeky little rocket up. He will absolutely, we did just see... Gonna be ineffective with that one. It turns out you're not supposed to shoot walls in front of you. But Nikke is in very deep. Gets himself a kill on twos there. Cruising in through the trench. Gonna get brutally murdered. I didn't see whether or not he took it out. Yep, there is no more OP there. But looks like everyone's going to die there. Congo cruising up there. WTH are still putting a god-awful amount of pressure onto this defensive point for Chimera. Mungbean, Pick, Heavenly. Trying to dig the claws in and really try and hold on to this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Pleasure to have you. Thanks for all the follows, all the subs. I love you guys. You guys are some of the best people. You guys are the reason I get to keep doing this. WTH looks like they've got some more sustained pressure going on to the point now. That is a lot. There is now more WTH players on the point than there are Chimera players. Spawn Wave going in there. It's going to be on WTH to clean them up before they can move away. Munbean did get a rocket off but got brutally murdered. Mav going down as well. Berlin and Glove are going to be the last ones for this Chimera side left alive. WTH going to keep pushing in. Artillery just did some goddamn work there. That's going to make it difficult. Glove and Danelku. That's definitely a name. WTH just putting this sustained pressure on this Hill 5 side. We've barely been able to skip off and have a look at what the rest of the map is doing, because I think WTH might have the ability to get back in and take this one now. Artillery going on.
Yeah, that's a
bombing run. Bombing run. I'm going to assume that's the Chimera bombing run. Just try to be a little bit defensively. They got a massive spawn wave off there. That's going to help shore up the defenses to try and help them hold on. That was one of those ones where you know the commander is yelling into the mic, going, lads, redeploy. Defensive. Spawn wave from WTH up towards the top and middle of your screen there. They're going to keep putting the pressure on. Heiser from WTH is in the middle there. Defended by Panic, Puddles, Heavenly, Glove, Berlin, Diesel, and Jinx from this Chimera side. They're going to get pushing. Well, Heavenly's going to go down, so they're not going to play any further part. Artillery's going to do some murder up towards the top right of your screen there. Good lord, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Another spawn wave from Chimera. They are desperately trying to defend this. But the biggest problem, I think, Mr. Dasselberg, is whilst they're doing this and whilst they're having to spawn back onto the point itself to shore it up, it's allowing WTH to take more of that map control across the rest of the map. It allows WTH to take back other areas that Chimera might want to move into.
They were just able. I need to point one thing out for a second. Give me the vision for the camera.
Please be my guest.
Right now, just a few seconds ago, up here on my mouse, up here.
Yep.
WTH did drop an arrowhead while it was capturing Hill 5. They were. Can you go back now?
Yep.
Okay. They were clearly trying to reset a crew up for Tarek Green there, but then the bombing run came in and wasted everybody on Hill 5. So the idea for WTH for Critical and the rest was basically, we're going to get this point anyways now, because we have so many people here. So we're already setting up the next push for the final into the hard dagger stab, so to say.
Yeah.
Did not work out.
I think that crucial, and that was just infantry defense from this Chimera side. Just pure gunfights and infantry holding on to this one that allowed them to stop that one from happening. It is still a fight over Hill 5 though. Bombing run, that's going to be the WTH bombing run going in. It did take out a couple, but looks like we might get some on the trail end. Couple more kills. Who is going to be the last one killed? So I think a very good bombing run. That's going to allow their infantry to keep pushing in.
Wendigo. Deaths there from Chimera, from those two boys. They ran into the bombing run.
Yep, look, sometimes it's, there's a French term, isn't it? Staring into the void. They stared a little too hard and paid the price for it. Puddles, Daniel Koo, Keltif, Jinx, Kingsley, they're going to be the last ones defending from Chimera. Diesel is up behind, but WTH still putting pressure on, still getting lads up into this point. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Chimera have a lot of work to get back into this one. If you have a look at those blueberries towards the top left of your screen, as we see it now, that's what's going to help take this point back. If those lads can get around and really cut off these reinforcements from WTH, if they can take this pressure off Hill 5, it will mean that they have the ability to start playing this map to their advantage. Good lord, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a good day. It is a pleasure to have you along. Whew.
Just curious why we're having a second of a break. I was just curious why Chimera's not pushing the north, and I can now see why, because right now in the north on W and 4, I keep mixing up the points, they have two Tigers at the moment just holding the hedge line for the last few minutes, just holding up the north here. You do see the Stewart tank there, also the wreck, but they keep the north defended with their tanks here right now.
Yeah, I actually really like that, especially that northern area of this map. There are a lot of open fields with like little bits of cover. So you see that Tiger just sort of peeking out from behind that house. So it knows if it takes a shot from one of the 76ers, or if it takes a shot, it knows it can duck back into that house to retake cover and then jump back into the fight.
And they're pushing, oddly enough.
Really good. Yeah, they are pushing up this this northern side as well. That is a genuinely terrifying idea for Chimera. If that Tiger tank can really get in there and deal with some of that infantry, Chimera are going to absolutely struggle to deal with it. We do have, I'm just going to push back now to the main screen. because we do see WTH onto the point again. Mav doing some work though, and with Daniel Koo and Gusket in support. Mav going down, that's the commentator's curse. WTH just got a spawn wave off there. I'm wondering whether there's a cheeky little garrison. No, there's an OP in there. OP, just in that little crater hole there, is just allowing them to spawn very close. Congo is nice and close. There is that, I wonder whether he's getting a cheeky little, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. He's just popped the satchel down, obviously just seeing whether he can pick up wherever the hell their garrison is. I don't think that's going to be close enough, but we will keep an eye on this just to see. That satchel is going to take out far more of his own players than it will take out any of the Chimera players. But there he goes. It's going to be ineffective. Oh, no, satchel's still there. Satchel hasn't gone off yet. Waiting to see. Satchel goes off, and it did take down that garrison. So massive satchel. That was the garrison that was heavily helping Chimera defend this one. Draki is there. I don't see whether Chimera is going to be able to get back into this. Spawn wave from WTH. Double spawn wave going in there. They're going to start pushing up into the point. They won't know. They might know now that garrison has gone down, but they will keep pushing. Kongu with that satchel is going to be absolutely clutch. Draki getting some shots off. Going to be ineffective. Berlin just trying to hold that area. Is going to get some shots off. Going to get himself a kill. Cruising around the corner there, just seeing whether he can find any more of these WTH players.
Spawn wave from the west again.
Another spawn wave. Berlin has done an absolute cracking job doing some kills in there. He's basically keeping this defense alive for his team. So well done to that lad from Chimera. Nazaru's going to go down as well. We've got Mav moving up. We know that lad can play. He's going to get some shots at Draki, but going to be ineffective. Going to go down before he does anything else here. Berlin's up there. WTH do have enough weight to start capping this one. As I say that, Chimera start defending though. They do have Panda Express, Daniel Koo, Berlin on the point. Draki from WTH is there. Spawn wave from WTH up the top is going to get cleaned up by artillery. So that's going to be the end of that one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you're enjoying yourself. Welcome to Seasonal Hell Let Loose. This is Chimera versus WTH, and I tell you what, Chimera, after losing WN4 nice and early, they are digging the fingernails in trying to hold on to Hill 5. Dus, whilst we're looking at this, let's have a quick look at the maps and see what, if anything has happened. There we go. From the Chimera side, garrisons to the north and the south, they are looking a little bit sparse as we see, obviously, WTH trying to push them back and mean that they can take Hill 5. They still have this garrison down towards the south, which will provide them a little bit of flank, but I do like these squads moving up through the middle of the map as well. How are we looking from the WTH side, Dus?
Being cheeky. Cheeky in the meaning that they have red zone garrison. They have just lost their front garrison near Hill 5. That is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Ouch. But what is cheeky is that we just had a supply drop, or at least supply crates up here at the border to Tarek Green, and the commander is running there trying to, set up a red zone garrison. And just now the supplies have been moved by Chimera, watching out that they don't get stomped here. Very good.
I think this is very cheeky by WTH. I think they're recognizing that they have a nice push onto this Hill 5 point, and it's just going to come down to whether or not their lads can win a gunfight. So they are, and we saw that with the Airhead before. We've seen it with the supplies dropping. They think they can take this one 5-0 really quickly, and Chimera doing their best to deny them that. Have a look at these blueberries. This is what I like, and this is what I was talking about before. If they can start wrapping around towards the west in the middle of the map, have a look at these blueberries. These are the lads that will try and take some of the pressure off on that Hill 5 site, which is towards the right of your screen. WTH, another spawn wave going in. That is a lot of lads that are still alive. Artillery towards the right-hand side of your screen is not going to be effective. Heidi, is that the Heidi? No. Gonna go down as soon as I say their name. But Kingsy from Chimera is the AT player next to that Tiger Tank. That Tiger Tank is going to be crewed by Honey Badger, Prime, and Bite Sized is going to be the lads in that one. But Kingsy, a tanker himself. Interesting to see he's playing in infantry. He does still have a big gun on him, though. He is pointing towards the front of that Tiger Tank, which will make it difficult for him to get a rocket through. But WTH, yeah, what do you got?
I'm scared. Hill 5 is getting overrun by a giant army with a tiger from the north and the hardpoint itself.
Yep. I think
there's also a tiger closing in from the north and the west as well. WTH is going in.
Yep, I think WTH, whilst Chimera were allocating troops down towards that southern area to try and get around and cut off that front door, which is, if we have a look at the main screen, is the blueberries that are coming back, Vapo and Toos. WTH took that opportunity to pump troops in through the top. I'm not seeing that Tiger. Dust will go find that one for me.
Oh, is this right? If you follow the lovely little road to the north, it literally is at the end.
There it is. There's
yeah,
the
looking at it. Yeah.
There's the. That's going to be a Tiger crewed by Gold Dragon, Rising Val, and Harry.
Hola. Yes, and Harry, you know.
WTH do have a lot of lads onto the point. Chimera have got some blueberries back, but it's going to be difficult. Mungbean's going to get in. We just saw him take a shot. He might be able to clean this one up. WTH do have most of that. We did see Mungbean taking down Delete. Delete got deleted. And we're going to see Chimera start to take this point back. That was a genuine worry for them. But they have cleaned up most of this WTH side. Shortage and Isa are going to be the red berries down towards the bottom right of your screen. As we see another spawn wave from Chimera to try and defend this one. Lots of them went down. We just saw a grenade go off there. We just saw another spawn wave from the garrison, going to try and move in and take out this one. Balloon going, the hero from before going down. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pleasure to have you along for the ride. We are on a 30-minute delay. Just remember, I can't reply to you in chat. Obviously, my mods will let you know just every time you try and talk to me. But Chimera, they are still defending this one. WTH have a lot there. We just saw something explode. I didn't see what that was, but that took out a lot of the...
I think it was a tank shell or an artillery piece.
There you go. Took out a lot of this Chimera defense, and WTH are going to keep taking this point. As we see some spawn waves going into the top left-hand side of your screen, this is going to be almost impossible for this Chimera side to get back in and defend. Mr. Cheesecake just cruising down in that little shell hole there. I'm assuming he got either a grenade or a smoke grenade off. Spawn wave from that OP is going to go off. Chimera going to try and get back in and defend this one. Artillery is doing some absolute work on that around where was that? So there was a garrison over there, but it looks like WTH are going to take WN5 right now, and that is currently a 4-1. WTH winning 4-1 over this Chimera side. And have a look at this. This is the last point, which is tear green. And WTH already putting some pressure on this Chimera defense, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Whew! What a match so far.
Look at that in the smoke there. West of the smoke that you see on your screen right now.
West
that is
of
the Tiger tank already looking into Tara Green for the last 5 minutes.
That is
already prepared somebody for the next push.
Absolutely. And I think that was that Tiger tank that we saw on your screen before, pushing out from that sort of middle line. Just cruising up there, recognizing that they had the ability. Precision strike looked like it's going in, but it didn't take out anybody, so it's going to be safe. Oh, it was very close, though. It did look like it got some damage on that 76 Sherman with Mugshot, G-Tism, and Von Lug crewing that one. So good precision strike. Probably got a little bit of damage on that one. Chimera gonna have a lot of work to do, but have a look at those squad leads moving in. Trots towards the right-hand side of your screen. Ginger through the middle. Sergeant Rico from WTH is going to be the assault player. They are already putting... There we go. Sergeant Rico going down. That's exactly what happens as soon as we say anybody's name in these casts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, absolute pleasure to have you.
Still we're losing Hill 5.
Are we?
Well, now they're bouncing with a big spawn wave of people, but... For a moment, Chimera was at least to a fifth retaking the point. You know, that's nice, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Making it so that WTH cannot sit back and pump everything into offense. Chimera, have a look at that front door push they've got. I love that. Rockets going in. The snipes are going to be largely ineffective, but it does do a lot of area denial. It does mean that WTH cannot feel comfortable up there. Let's have a look at what the maps are doing, Mr. Dasselberg, after that map flip. For Chimera, as you'd expect, it is all defensive Garys through that I column, but they do have this one. This is where the bulk of that front door pushes are happening for them. They don't have those front Garys anymore, obviously, after losing them with the when the point got flipped. But WTH, what are they working off?
I mean, WTH lost the D. All the D garrisons have been removed. Also, they got a supply truck stuck. Amazing. They have the mid area is completely covered in garrisons. Lovely. And WN4 is covered. The mid is covered. And they've also finally already pulled the garrison slightly north of Hill 5 and the top there on the G4 row. And they're just marching into Tara Green, which, to be fair, is very close to the border, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think both of those points for Chimera defensively, like all credit to them, they are one hell of a team. But I think both of those points can be really difficult to defend because they are so close to that border. And Tear Green, everybody who's ever played a match on this map knows that Tear Green is always a gritty defense trying to hold on to that one because you have we're looking at it now, you just have that small little bit of cover through the middle of your screen with the wide open beach to the left and wide open fields to the right. So it can be very tricky. Bubblebeard, for what the hell, has managed to get himself in a nice little position here. You'd think he's probably, he's already got his OP down, so that's going to be absolute trouble for this Chimera side. Bubblebeard going to be able to take him down Heavenly, taking down Minu. Bubblebeard doing an absolute bang-up job there. Goose is cruising. Looks like he's got a grenade in. See whether that one's going to be effective. It's going to drop the wrong side of the hedge. And Goose, well, somebody got the grenade off. And Bubblebeard is going to be no more. And it looks like it probably took down that OP as well. So well played from Goose. I think you've done your side a world of good defensively, lad. And he's going to push up and try and retake that hedgerow. Whilst we see WTH really sort of forming that battle line and pushing from the other side of that field onto this Tear Green site. Good match so far, Mr. Alberg.
I would agree.
I think it's been very one-sided so far for WTH. They have won a lot of the fights. But Chimera, they've absolutely been sticking it to them defensively. They are not making it easy. Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Pleasure to have you. What we're watching now is the Chimera assault onto Hill 5, the point that they so recently lost. They have a lot of front door pressure, but WTH, obviously recognizing that's where the bulk of this Chimera side is coming from, are putting a lot of lads up through this cover. There's that sort of that ditch road, hedgerow sort of area through the middle of the screen. WTH Congo just pushing through some smoke there. Nickel and Celestial on the machine gun. I like that little machine gun spot that he's got. Let's get back in and have a look at what he's looking at. Just sort of covering some areas, making sure that Chimera can't pop their heads up. I like that little spot there. Well done to him. Lots of shots off. Generally, it's just waiting for, when you're playing that sort of rear machine gunner, is waiting for your squad to ping some targets or just sort of popping some fire down. Lauder getting a kill on Yap there. Lauder is very far forward as a recon player. He's going to die. That's the commentator's curse, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Whew. Have a look at this, Das. This is what I like from WTH. They have breached the beach. They've got a squad in there. Trotch, Drachi, and I Need Pa are pushing through the middle there.
I need Pants, yes.
I Need Pants. He does need Pants, just quietly.
Well, he needs a grave right now, but yes, that is the name of the man. at least Swat the Trotch is still alive.
Yeah.
That's something nice.
Yeah,
and
having the
OP up.
Yeah, he does have an OP up. We just saw a spawn wave. It's Forever Brute and Rudy Rocket. VK, the commander's going to get nice and deep. Let's follow him and see whether or not he's going to be able to survive. Ping going off there just to show where the OP might be. VK desperately trying to weed them out here. So if WTH takes this sort of area, it does mean they have VK going down. That's a commander kill, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If WTH takes this, it does mean they're going to be able to cut off reinforcements to this Tear Green side towards the right-hand side of your screen, and it will mean that Chimera won't be able to get troops off the beach as easily. Rocket going in is going to be ineffective. Centurion throwing that one down range, but obviously just trying to pick out somebody. Draki, Forever Bruh. I Need Pants is cruising in there. Rocket's going to be able to kill that one, so that's a kill from Centurion before he gets brutally murdered himself. Sergeant Rico is the sniper off towards the left-hand side of your screen. I Need Pants is still up there. WTH just trying to hold on to this, and we are seeing this Chimera side are getting pushed back into this. WTH have pushed the front door from Hill 5 to move up into that housing complex. If they can take that, it will be almost all she wrote for Chimera, because they will struggle to get this one back. But have a look at that battle line. We have players from WTH across the entirety of the map really pushing this Chimera side back. Look, we know Chimera are a good side. We know they can play, but I think this is testament to just how good this WTH side is. As we get back to Tear Green to see what's happening, we've got the 76. It is on fire, but it is holding its little point there. We know that there was a Tiger out here before. I'm not seeing where that is yet, or now there it is. Tiger is being destroyed, so I'm assuming that 76 probably took that one out. So the 76 winning that duel, yeah. I think 76 winning that duel was absolutely crucial for them. 76 just cruising in there. We've got Congo is going to be the support player. Won't be able to deal with that. We saw something explode towards the right. Another 76. So obviously Chimera absolutely stacking their armor. Their armor is absolutely on fire. And I don't know whether you know this, Mr. Dasselberg, but tanks are not supposed to have that much fire coming from them. Historically.
They aren't. No, that's true. That's true. They shouldn't.
Yeah, all the fire should be on the inside. Yeah.
I just want to point out, if you want people wondering why I'm amused, not because there's something happening on my end. It's just because in the north, because WTH is keeping a north push at the moment, and the amusing thing is that Heidegger's in north, and every time he gets shot, he gets very angry in proximity chat. So I keep hearing a Heidegger here in the area go, what the fuck? What is this? What? It's not little bits randomly. I love it.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like anybody that's ever played Hell Let Loose, that's basically, if you're not listening to sound bites played over chat, it's a bunch of swearing and a bunch of, what the fuck are you doing? Constantly. Explosion. Are we going to see that 76 get taken down? Heidi is on the point. Good lord, ladies and gentlemen. What the hell? Have moved into this tear green point. This could absolutely be the end of this Chimera defense as we see a spawn wave going in off that OP. Jape, Heidi is in behind. Going to be hunted by Hula. Going to get some kills there. Taking down Heavenly. Absolutely got brutally murdered himself. Hollow doing some cleanup work there. WTH are putting a god-awful amount of pressure on this tear green point. I don't know whether Chimera are going to be able to hold on to this one. I don't think they have the players. As WTH bring a Tiger tank in. We just saw a rocket go in. It's going to be ineffective. Bombing run going in. I'm assuming that's the Chimera bombing run, just trying to clean up and try and help them hold on to that. That is going to take down a lot of players. Huge bombing run for this WTH commander.
Fun little thing there, Stu. The bombing run actually hit the tank. Now it needs to be exactly on top of the tank turret to actually do damage, but you actually saw the explosion. The tank is still there, but it actually got hit by the bombing run there. It actually got damaged.
There you go, and that's why it's once again on fire. But having a Tiger on point is going to be absolutely clutch for WTH. It's funny, I don't quite know how they're not taking the point yet. Chimera obviously just have enough to try and hold this sector weight. WTH, that is a god-awful amount of red berries moving up. These ones down the northern side, they'll be crucial if they can really gain that. Caledonis won't know this, but him being there is so important. He needs to stay alive and keep cleaning it up. There we go. WTH have started to cap that one. If only briefly. Caledonis holding on to his own there. Lazy and Sergeant Rico are up inboard to him, closer to the point. But WTH, they have too many. Caledonis going down, and that's going to be the last for this Chimera side, pushing down that north side. WTH have taken the north of Tear Green. I don't see a way for Chimera to get back into this dust.
And the thing is, it's my issue with this map. I love Utah Beach. But the issue is all the hard points on the last row are just so dang close to the border that, like, how do you get back from this? How do you defend this last point?
I don't even. They don't have spawn points. What we might do is do a quick look at the maps.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Not too, because the match is about to finish, so we want to see the end of this. But Chimera, the only garrison they've got is in the middle line. And I'm assuming WTH have a lot better set up at the moment.
I mean, I can only see so much because there's 5,000 OPs at the moment there.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit. They have garrisons up here, they have OPs up there, they have everything just to make it a living nightmare for these guys here.
Absolutely. Jumping back into the casting screen because WTH have got it halfway capped, and that is absolutely a lot of red berries on the point. I don't think Chimera are going to get back into this. They have fought their asses off this entire match. But WTH, look, we know they can play Hell Let Loose. I wasn't expecting this to be quite so brutal, but lucky little Stuart's going to try and get into point, see if it can do any damage. The 76 is there, going to just reverse and try and do some damage. Stuart taking one rocket, not going to be enough to kill it, but it's 3/4 capped to WTH, and I don't know whether Chimera is going to get back in here. They just don't have any infantry even close enough to be able to get hit, and we do know that Chimera VK, the commander for this Chimera side, another rocket going into that Stuart's not going to be enough. That Stuart's going to stay alive, and it is going to start defending for Chimera. They're holding on to it somehow. somehow holding into it.
There is, as you can see there, Jive was able to put a satchel down on that one-man tank. There's only one man in that tank now left.
Yep.
I think it's gonna get removed now, because if that tank is gone, capture power gone, it's gonna be gone, and they keep capturing.
76 gone down just before it got deleted by the satchel. Weird that happened. Bombing run going in. That's going to be that is going to be the WTH bombing run. Just trying to clean up some of those Chimera spawn waves as Chimera desperately try and push lads back onto the defensive point. WTH have absolutely stacked this tear green point, pushing up with a Tiger as well, moving on to the beach. That'll cause some problems for Chimera. We're almost finished, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I think this one is going to go 5-0 to WTH over this very strong Chimera side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is a 5-0 defeat. A 5-0 victory for WTH over Chimera. Let me just scroll through some scores, just in case anybody's watching. Cracker of a match. Did you expect it to be that hard a match for Chimera?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No,
they were.
But I know that WTH takes Chimera matches serious. When it comes to because it's like, oh, XD or DC or Cora or whatever, not anymore, but still. There's some matches like the big names. And then there's also Chimera because, I was like 2 matches or like 2 seasons ago, Chimera won against WTH. And so it's a bit of a, not a feud, I think, but it's these fuckers beat us. Let's never lose again. I think it's a bit of this mentality as well there.
Put your face on, Dust, because we're going to jump back into a little bit of post-match antics.
Not the antics! Oh god.
Not the antics, my god, not the antics. Das! There he is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is the German extraordinaire himself. Crazy match. Look, 5-0. Any team going 5-0 over Chimera is absolutely, they played super well. Absolute pleasure to watch that. But I feel like after they lost that middle point, Chimera just struggled to reform any form of battle line. They just sort of got... WTH kept them on the back foot, and Chimera really struggled to keep pushing up from there.
I mean, because I had more time to actually not... Because I didn't have to talk that much, like when I do the cast. So I had a bit more time to actually watch the battlefield once and actually think about what was happening. What a rare thing to happen for me.
I know, right?
The tankers did very well on WTH. They were always a bit peaking. There was a moment that we did sadly not see on stream, just because other things happened on Hill 5 at that moment. North, you remember when we had 2 tanks up there on WN4, and they were one was pushing eastwards.
Yeah.
That tank got pummeled by 2 tanks and an AT cannon.
Yep.
Moved onward, went into safety, and then the back tank took out one, I think a 76, one American tank distance, and then the AT cannon. Just one tank in the distance, long range pings, bam. In the meantime, the other tank got repaired, and then that tank was able to move onwards further. That was some good tanking tonight.
Absolutely. And look, we know WTH have some tankers. Das, we do have VK. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I always ask the teams whether they want to do a quick post-match interview. VK, props to him for coming. Let me drag him up. Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the commander of this Chimera side. VK, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. As good as anyone can be at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night.
Right? My biggest question for you is, look, I know going down 5-0 is always going to be difficult, but your lads really dug in. Some of your shooters did really well, despite the scoreline. We know that WTH, are you happy with, despite going down, you'd be happy with some of the lads. They played pretty goddamn well, man.
I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, WTH, they're reigning seasonal champs. They are a top tier team, and they showed it today. If anything, it was a masterclass on how they move across the map and get that pressure onto you. And our guys, we knew we were up against it, so we dug in deep, and the aim was to give it our all off the start and try and maintain pressure where we can and take our chances. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to capitalise and get us in that position to get us ahead.
Yeah, I think that's our middle point. Look, props to all the guys that were shooting stuff at the start, because we did see a truck get sniped at the start from WTH. Mm-hmm. They still managed to get through. So, my favourite part of this match was your defense of Hill 5 was absolutely delicious. You got back in there so many times. You always had the squads around the side. I think you were just a bit unlucky to lose that one. Or, WTH just able to push through a little harder.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like as I said before, they know how to play this map very well, and they showed it today. We did dig in, and yeah, they were able to overcome and push us back to the beach. And once you're on the beach, it's not a fun place to be in any instance. So,
No, you've just got that little bit of cover. Like we did see you go down. You did try. You were in exactly the right spot to be able to push them up. So look, VK, thank you very much for joining us. And thanks for playing today. It was an absolute goddamn pleasure to watch it. Even though you went down, I think there's a lot of takeaways. You can pat some of the lads on the back. They played well, mate.
No, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to play comp. Really good fun. Hopefully we can organise a scrim against WTH in the future on OCE ping and see if we can level out the advantage there.
That old chestnut. Yeah, dude, I feel you. And when you're doing it, I hope I get to watch it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the seasonals, mate.
Nah, thank you very much, guys. And yeah, just a pleasure to be part of seasonals. It's a great tournament to be in.
Absolutely. Now, Das Altberg, there's a thing we do on this channel.
Yes.
This is an item of footwear.
Stu, before you talk more,
What do
there's
you got?
also another person in the transfer room.
Oi, we have somebody else.
It's your ginger Scotsman.
Yes, let's drag him up.
Let's drag that fucker up. Hello there, Gingy.
Hello. How you doing?
Maybe you can make it louder a bit. Good God.
Oh, sorry, I'm ill, so...
Oh, no. Ill with skill.
Ah,
God, it was awful.
Ginge, welcome. Absolute pleasure to have you. You'd be reasonably happy with that, wouldn't you, mate?
Yeah, I said I wanted a 45-minute game. I've got 9 minutes I need to finish today, so wanted to get it done.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was good. A few issues on our end, but
I think
it's a good result.
Yeah, I think we've already gone over it with Dust, but look, a massive shout out to your tankers today. I think they did some absolutely work. You'd be happy with the way they played, right?
Our tankers, to be honest, play like that every game.
I love the confidence. Your grind squads did well, but yeah, I think it was your tankers that really carried the day. Some of those Tiger crews did some absolute stunning work. We followed them quite a lot through the cast and absolutely loved it. So, like, genuinely props.
Yeah, the guys are very confident at the minute. And you can see that with how they play. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. But you guys are reigning seasonal champions, eh?
Yeah, not much pressure.
But with performances like that tonight, geez, you'd be pretty confident of going all the way again, wouldn't you?
I don't like to jinx things,
No.
but I think we have a...
Please do.
No, I don't
Please
think we
do.
will. I think we have a decent chance, to say the least.
Yep.
It just depends on map ban, sign-ups, and everything else like that.
Yeah.
If we get a really strong roster for every game, then yeah, why not? If we can't play, then one of them.
Oh, look, as the same thing I said to Chimera, I look forward to watching some of your matches every week. It's just a great brand of Hell Let Loose. But yeah, we might leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me, mate. Absolute pleasure to hear from some of you guys after the match. Yeah, just sort of rounds things out a little bit. But thank you very much for joining us, VK and Ginge.
Happy to, mate. Anytime. Just send us a message.
Hey, love you guys. Thanks for playing. Now, Das Altberg, now that we don't have anybody else to drag up, you know there's a thing we do at the end of every match, right? There's a little bit of a celebration.
Yes.
This is an item of footwear. And I'm led to believe that you've got it. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what we do in Australia is we combine. You've already filled it? That's all right. Let me fill this
I
one.
already drank during the match because I thought, you could do this at the start. Oh, we were going into the match. I need something to drink. Yeah, just chug it.
Now, Das Altberg, I know you've been around long enough to know this, but there is only one thing we can say in a moment like this. Welcome.
Willkommen in Australien.
Oh, welcome to Australia, cunts. That's what the hell I'm talking about, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us, Das Altberg. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to write something in chat at the appropriate time. So you can click on his name, go follow him. Absolute mad lad, great streamer. And I'm going to say this, he is the best Hell Let Loose commentator in the world. Absolute top bloke. Please go follow him. Das, thank you very much for joining me.
Not the best. I'm the oldest Hell Let Loose guy. So that one I can honestly say, but I'm not the best. Not the best. That's a flavor whatever people like.
He's the best. He's absolutely the best. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, dude. So to recap and to finish this one off, we're going to go raid somebody. Whoa, Das, you've got to go start your stream so we can go raid you.
Say to check Melon or something. We will stream something in a moment. Yes, stream yes.
Yes, in a moment. But to recap, that was WTH taking a 5-0 win over this massive Chimera side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. You guys know that I finish every stream here by saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please look after yourselves. If you can manage to do that, see if you can't look after somebody else too. What I'm doing is trying to find my stream ending screen. There it is. We'll see you guys next time. You know what? I'm going to goddamn look forward to it. Mwah.